Hello and welcome to Marsden's Art House. I'm Ian Marsden. I'm an illustrator and cartoonist. Today I'm going to show you some basic functions in Procreate. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new file. I want to choose an A4 400 dpi to have a nice print resolution. Here it is in my gallery. I can turn it around to make it landscape. I'm going to call it Apples. Right, we click into it. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a file from my iCloud, which I've prepared. It's a JPEG, a photograph of two apples that I took this morning in my kitchen. I'm going to put this on a layer. We're going to call this Apples again. I'm going to make a new layer for line art, and I'm going to dim the apples down to about 20%. Choosing a black color, I'm also going to choose a black inking pen. I have lots of favorites, so I can just go straight and pick it. I'm now going to draw extremely basic outlines. This is not a drawing video. This is to show you the functionalities, so this is not going to be a fantastic drawing of apples. How in Procreate the lines can actually straighten themselves if you stay on the screen. You can even create perfect circles, rectangles, and other things. But here the idea is just to create some black outlines. If I double tap the Apple Pencil, I have my eraser, so I can just erase my lines. And you have your thickness on the right, and below the transparency of your pen. I'm going to duplicate the apples and put them to the top right so that I can reference the colors, because we're going to use the color picker. As I move the color picker around, it picks up the colors from the apples. I'm going to take this yellow. I'm going to create a new layer. This is going to be my color. And I'm going to choose watercolor, for example, just to show you how lovely the watercolor is in Procreate. As you can see, it's lighter and darker. It has the real textures. If I go a little more orange, a little more red, it mixes beautifully. The next thing I'm going to show you is a little trick. If you have outlines, you can make that layer a reference layer, and then you can just pick a color. I'm going to pick the red from the apples, from the apple on the right, and you can simply drag it from the top right with your finger. Drop it into the lines and it will fill the entire line. This is quite handy, especially if you need flat, solid colors. Now I'll add another layer with watercolor again above the solid red, and I can start shading and adding highlights again. This is another method for coloring in your artwork. I'm going to duplicate the lines and save it with the color so that we can place them here on the top left and we can see what we've done so far. I still have a layer with the line art over my apple photograph. Now I'm going to show you another fun thing you can do in Procreate. You can go into the photograph and actually add things to the photograph. I'm going to take a chalk. Gives me a real chalk feel that I can also mix, and it picks up the outer pixels and mixes beautifully. And I'm just going to pick up the colors from the apples and draw two noses. As you can see, it blends beautifully with the background. Now I'm going to draw two outlines. And because the layer is above the other line art, it covers the line art. I'm going to add some eyes and a smile. And suddenly we have two funny cartoon apples. As you can see, this takes mere minutes, and it's just a pure delight to work this way. This is obviously just a very quick demonstration. If you wanted to make this shine, you would take your time. Here again, I'm dragging the white into the teeth, as you can see. Super quick and easy. Now on another layer, I'm going to add a few highlights to give some dimensionality. How fun is that? Here you can see what we've just done with the photograph turned off. Of course, you could also just color it in without using the photograph. In Procreate, you have selection tools where you can drag, resize, flip horizontal, vertical, duplicate, all of the things that you could do in Photoshop, you can do also in Procreate. What you can also do is you pick all of the layers you want to group, you slide them to the right, and group them. And then you can rename the group. You can also copy layers in other documents and paste them into other documents. Here for demonstration purposes, a copy of my portfolio, which you can also download from my website, marsdenillustration.com. I hope you enjoy these little tutorial videos. I love making them. Please remember to like and also subscribe to the channel if you like it. If you want to leave comments below on things that I should cover or what you would like to see next, please do so. You can also ask me questions, and I will make sure to answer as soon as I can. While we're having fun, let's play with some more brushes. There are so many different kinds of brushes that you can have in Procreate. It's really amazing. Here again, a more chalky brush. You can mix brushes too. Here, it's more like a colored pencil. You don't have to draw a black outline, you can draw a colored outline. You don't have to draw an outline at all. This could be absolutely an oil painting still life. Just so happens that as a cartoonist, I often draw line art. Again, using the color picker, I can pick accurate colors, or I can just mix them above. I can also make my own color palettes, save them as custom palettes. But what's really amazing too is you can mix watercolor with oil paint to create really beautiful effects. On the screen and in print, the texture looks like actual traditional art. And all of this is in your iPad, an art studio with all of your equipment, all of your palettes, your brushes, your pencils, your chalks. Imagine the huge box that you would have to carry around if you wanted all these art supplies with you all the time. All you need is your trusted iPad, your Apple Pencil, and Procreate. So here I'm just clicking on some brushes to show you all of the flexibility that you have. You can smear, mix, blend. You also have a smudge tool at the top, which is the hand with the finger. With that, you can smudge everything that's on the screen together. Let's make a copy of this layer and move it up here so that we can compare what we've done. Look at all these different things that we've just made in a few minutes. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helped a little bit to explain how Procreate works and where all of your different tools are located. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep coming back to Marsden's Art House. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye for now.